Let's talk about Switch games that deserve sequels. Nintendo has blessed us with incredible games over the years, but some of them are crying out for a follow-up. Let's dive into 15 games that Nintendo needs to revisit in 2025. Astral Chain dropped us into a cyberpunk future where humanity faces extinction from interdimensional creatures. You play as a rookie officer who bonds with the Legion, a captured enemy turned weapon. The combat system lets you control both your character and Legion simultaneously, creating mind-bending action sequences. Platinum Games built a unique world filled with anime-inspired design, noir detective work, and environmental puzzles. The game ends with major plot threads unresolved, including your character's true identity and the fate of their twin. Luigi's Mansion 3 took ghost hunting to new heights in a luxury hotel where each floor is a themed playground of puzzles and spooks. The game introduced Gooigi, a goo clone of Luigi who can squeeze through pipes and walk on spikes. The mix of humor and light horror created perfect moments, like a dinosaur ghost chase and a movie studio floor filled with film parodies. The multiplayer modes proved the franchise could work as a party game. The ending hints at more haunted locations to explore, and the success of the third entry shows there's still life in Luigi's scaredy cat adventures. Mario plus Rabbids. Sparks of Hope expanded on the unlikely marriage of tactical combat and rabid chaos. The game ditched grid-based movement for free-roaming exploration and added space-themed powers through sparks, fusion creatures of Rabbids and Lumas. The writing team nailed the humor without relying on meme references, while the combat system rewards creative thinking. Players guide their team across planets to stop a cosmic entity from consuming all light and joy. The game's commercial performance fell short of expectations, but its smart design and heartfelt story deserve another chance. In Kirby and the Forgotten Land, our pink hero entered a post-apocalyptic world that somehow feels cheerful. The jump to 3D platforming worked because the developers understood Kirby's core appeal: transforming abilities and accessibility. The game reveals that the mysterious world is Earth after civilization collapsed, with remnants of human society scattered throughout. Kirby rescues Waddle Dees and rebuilds their town while uncovering the truth behind the world's state. The ending leaves questions about other surviving civilizations and hints at more abandoned worlds to explore. Splatoon 3 brought ink-based warfare to a post-apocalyptic desert setting. The single-player campaign tells the story of civilization rebuilding after rising sea levels, with your character uncovering the truth about humanity's past. The core gameplay loop of claiming territory by spraying ink remains addictive, while the card game Tableturf Battle adds strategic depth. Regular content updates keep the multiplayer fresh, but players hunger for bigger innovations. The world-building hints at other surviving human settlements and ancient technologies. A sequel could explore these mysteries while adding new movement mechanics and weapon types. Metroid Dread concluded Samus's original saga with a mix of high-speed pursuit sequences and classic exploration. The EMMI robots create genuine tension as they hunt you through their zones, forcing you to run or hide until you gain the power to fight back. The revelation about Samus's Metroid DNA and her connection to the Chozo race changes everything we knew about the series. The game ends with Samus more powerful than ever, but facing an uncertain future. The success of Dread proves that 2D Metroid games still captivate players, opening possibilities for new stories in unexplored parts of the galaxy. Fire Emblem. Three Houses revolutionized the series by making you a professor at a military academy. Your choice between three student houses affects the entire story as former friends become enemies in a continent-spanning war. The game tackles themes of class division, religious authority, and the cost of ideological beliefs. The teaching mechanics add depth to character relationships, while the tactical combat remains challenging. Each route reveals different parts of the truth, but questions remain about those who slither in the dark and the true history of Fodlan. A sequel could explore the aftermath of unifying the continent.
Are you really gonna fight two houses at once? An impressive display of
Hey, quick pause here. If you're enjoying this look at some of Switch's finest games, hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Let me know in the comments which of these games you've played or are excited to try. Now, let's continue with our lineup. ARMS launched with the Switch, introducing stretchy armed fighters in a colorful arena combat game. The lore suggests that fighters spontaneously develop extendable arms after intense dedication to their goals. Each character has distinct arm types and special abilities, creating varied matchups. The game hints at a shadowy organization studying the ARMS phenomenon, but never fully explores this plot thread. While the fighting mechanics work well, the world and characters deserve more development. A sequel could dive deeper into the origin of ARMS while adding new combat mechanics and single-player content. Super Mario Odyssey took Mario globetrotting with his sentient hat Cappy. The capture mechanic lets you possess enemies and objects, creating countless gameplay possibilities. Each kingdom has its own culture and architecture, suggesting a rich world beyond Bowser's usual schemes. The new Donk City Festival celebrates gaming history while pushing the series forward. The ending shows Bowser and Mario competing for Peach's attention, but she chooses independence. A sequel could explore new kingdoms with different capture mechanics, perhaps letting players control multiple characters at once. Bayonetta 3 went multiverse hopping with alternate versions of the titular witch. The game introduces Viola, a witch in training from a destroyed timeline, while exploring the relationship between Bayonetta and her counterparts. The combat system lets you summon demon slaves for massive battles, though some fans miss the focused fights of earlier games. The ending changes everything about the series' lore and Bayonetta's fate. A fourth game could follow Viola as she grows into her role while dealing with the consequences of multiversal chaos. Xenoblade Chronicles 3 merged two worlds trapped in endless conflict. Soldiers live only 10 years, fighting to power their colony's clocks with life force. The story follows Noah and Mio's group as they discover the truth about their world and challenge their predetermined fates. The game tackles heavy themes about life, death, and breaking cycles of violence. The combat system blends MMO-style roles with real-time action and character fusion. The ending suggests more stories in this universe, with questions about the distant future and other surviving worlds. Octopath Traveler II improves the HD 2D style while telling 8 interconnected stories in a world entering its industrial revolution. Each character faces personal challenges that reflect larger societal changes, from religious corruption to scientific ethics. The break and boost battle system rewards strategic thinking, while the day-night mechanics add depth to exploration. The game's ending weaves the individual tales together, but leaves room for more stories in this evolving world. A third game could explore how magic and technology continue to reshape society.
My spirit shall strike through!
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze showcases precision platforming and vibrant environments. The Viking-like Snowmads freeze DK's island, forcing the Kong family to take it back. Each level introduces new mechanics that build on each other, creating challenging but fair sequences. The dynamic camera adds cinematic flair to set pieces, while David Wise's soundtrack shifts between energetic and atmospheric. The game ends with questions about the Snowmad's origin and other islands they might have conquered. A sequel could explore new environments while adding new Kong family members and abilities. The World Ends With You Final Remix brought Shibuya's Deadly Reapers game to Switch. Players control Neku, a teenager forced to play a week-long game in a parallel version of Tokyo's fashion district. The story explores themes of trust, personal growth, and urban youth culture. The pin-based combat system and fashion brand mechanics reflect real-world trends. While Neo, The World Ends With You exists, fans want more stories exploring other cities' Reapers games and the higher planes of existence hinted at in the lore.
Hey! Right.
Triangle Strategy tells a medieval political drama where your choices genuinely affect the story. You play as Serenoa, a noble trying to protect his house during a resource war. The game forces tough decisions about loyalty, utility, and morality, like flooding a city to win a battle. The tactical combat emphasizes positioning and elemental reactions. The multiple endings reveal different aspects of the truth, but questions remain about the world's history and the source of its salt-based economy. A sequel could explore other continents or time periods while expanding the conviction system. Hey, let me know what you think about these games. Maybe you've played some and have a different take, or maybe something here caught your eye. Drop a comment, let's chat about it. See you in the next one.